Now, my man Paul asks, uh, yo, Choke, if there was no police officers involved in the Tupac Biggie murders, would it have taken 30 years to solve? Hell no. It'd be solved like Jam Master J's. It'll be solved like Nipsey Hussle's. It'll be solved like so many other rappers that got killed. Only reason Pac and Big, rest in peace, Big, rest in peace, Pac, is because some form of agency is protecting these crooked ass cops like Greg Caden and Roden Rat Jr. allegedly, right? Now, let me say some things, right? You got this dude, Roden Rat Jr., aka Reggie Wright Jr., right? Who's sitting there, got the audacity to talk about the Dwayne Keefe D. Davis story, right? I mean case, and talking about the lawyers that left the case, the Michael Pandulos and the other lawyer, I can't think of his name right now, right? Um, Now, here's the thing. AKA pork butt. You got that right. Right? Now, Reggie is sitting here talking about how Michael Pandulo calling him a crackhead, right? And this nigga got the nerve saying that, you know, he was on drugs, even though drugs could be anything, you know, it could be alcohol or maybe something else, right? Well, I don't know Michael Pandulo to be on drugs because I don't know him, right? But we know that Reggie know what drugs are, right? Because allegedly Reggie's been pushing drugs since the Death Row Records days, right? And we know that Death Row Records was allegedly a front for drug trafficking, and that's why these niggas allegedly was selling so many damn records. Because remember where the seed money came from, which was a drug dealer, Harry O, who was a partner with David Kenner or working with David Kenner, right? Now, even if they couldn't prove that Death Row Records was trafficking drugs back then when Suge was in jail, they sure was under investigation for selling drugs, right? And gun running, right? And it's clear that if you were into drug trafficking and money laundering, so they say, right, that one of these alphabet boys was getting money with Death Row, allegedly, right? And why I could believe that to be true? Because wasn't the alphabet boys getting money with Freeway Ricky Ross over in California, right? And that's why Paul, allegedly, these cases probably aren't getting solved because, as many of us believe, law enforcement and allegedly these agencies were involved. Now, for Pork Butt, Roden Rat Jr. to be talking about Michael Pandulo was on drugs, well, we know Pork Butt know what drugs are, right? For a guy that got sentenced to 80 to 90 months and only did 11, 12 months, right? And who was under investigation since 2013 and didn't get locked up till about 2020. 2018, somewhere around that, right? Reggie was under investigation since 2013. And he got caught with massive drugs. So we know he know what drugs are. Let's do the math. Reggie got caught what he did his bid for. And remember, his father had $3 million worth of drug money in his goddamn account. Reggie got caught with 11,950 grams of marijuana. $11,950 of marijuana. Reggie also got caught with 3,270 grams of cocaine. What's that, like 3 keys? Reggie also got caught with 2,880 grams of heroin. What's that, like 3 keys of smack? Reggie also got caught with 3,260 grams of meth. What's that, like 3 keys of meth? I think it might be 1,000 keys in 1,000 grams in the key. Not to mention, Reggie got caught with 23 guns, including the AR-15. Him and his daddy pled guilty around November of 2018. And you wonder how Vlad employs a person that was a cop that got caught with over 3,000 grams of cocaine, 3,000 grams of heroin, 3,000 grams of meth, 23 guns, and an AR-15. And he was a cop. This nigga was selling more drugs than KVD. And he's a liar. This is the same guy that went and testified under oath, snitching on KVD in the grand jury, and sat there and lied and told him that KVD pulled the gun out at the Soul Train Awards when he knew it was C. Gutter. He said it on his own channel, it was C. Gutter. And after he said it on his channel that it was C. Gutter, he went and testified and lied and said it was KVD. Now you got to know that these prosecutors in Las Vegas got to know he's lying. Like, it ain't like they not watching his channel. So, Paul, when you ask, are these agencies involved? This is why this murder isn't getting solved. I would think so. This is why you don't see Gray Caden and them doing no deep dive on Reggie. And Gray Caden knows he started his investigation with Reggie. And Reggie snitched on Suge. Reggie snitched on Teresa Swan. Reggie snitched on Poochie. Reggie snitched on KVD. Rat bastard. But we all know that Suge Knight accused Reggie Wright Jr. of orchestrating the murder of Tupac on several occasions in several interviews. However, for some apparent reason, Las Vegas prosecutors have yet to do anything about the information that the only living witness, Suge Knight, is that what he said in this case. He already said Orlando wasn't the shooter. KVD told him that Reggie allegedly orchestrated the murder of Tupac. Suge told him that. And the guy that gets caught with all these drugs and guns, some reason Las Vegas Metro Police Department don't seem to want to prosecute this dude or even look into it, and got the nerve to use this guy as their head goddamn witness. So with Reggie's criminal record and the statements from Frank Alexander and Michael Moore, along with Suge Knight, it is very clear that Reggie Wright Jr. is clearly a suspect, and more of a suspect than Keefy D is. And Las Vegas Metro Police Department prosecutors are allegedly protecting Reggie, along with murder crap, Vlad, Greg Caden, lying ass Greg Caden, because allegedly, Paul, as you suspect, there's some type of law enforcement protecting Reggie and others because they don't want it to come out that allegedly law enforcement was involved. So they rather just hang a nigga because they don't want to have, well, a Phoenix she called Miss Wallace ain't here, but the estates of Biggie and the estates of Tupac, they don't want to kick out all that money, which is going to be billions at this point. So they rather just railroad Keefy D, as if this dude didn't tell him in 1998, way before Greg Caden, in a federal goddamn interview, that Reggie Wright Jr. is the one that orchestrated the murder of Tupac Shakur, allegedly. But it's no alleged that Keefy D gave that statement in 1998. And nobody want to bring that up, that he said this way before the book, way before murder crap, right? You see, they don't bring that up. But Greg Caden can tell him, oh, we don't want to hear that story that you told before. You got to tell this story. So yes, Paul, do I believe that some type of law enforcement agencies are probably involved in this, in the cover-up, and because they don't want to bring these police involved? It's just like Reggie say that he don't know Rafael Perez and David Mack and Kevin Gaines. He don't know them, but Suge know them. How he don't know Kevin Gaines and Sharitha was dating him and dating Kevin Gaines? He's lying. How does he know David Mack and Rafael Perez when you got Big C Style, Joe Cool, Trey D from the East Siders, Jimmy Iovine, Chief Bernard Parks, Layla, all saying that they know that they all worked at Death Row? Kevin Gaines was Snoop's bodyguard, but Reggie don't know him. The fact that Reggie's lying that he don't know them should tell you everything. But, you know, they don't care about niggas. You know, they care more about the police than they care about niggas. And here's the interesting thing. Look what's coming in down the pipeline. Shout out to RJ Bond. This is gonna make Reggie shit his drawers. Well, he do that on a regular, but look who's coming up. RJ Bond interviewed the cop that saw Reggie and his father going to drop off the briefcase at Keefe D's shop. Can't wait to hear what he got to say. Oh, I can't wait to hear what he got to say about Reggie and his daddy. Because he know they was dirty way before they got indicted. But this is the cop that saw Reggie and his daddy pull up in the red Lexus, the color of the Bloods, and go inside Keefe D's body shop with a briefcase and leave without one. The same daddy and son who sat down with Orlando Anderson and Keefe D and gave them $60,000 to go testify for Suge after Tupac is dead. The guys is supposed to kill Tupac is having a meeting with Reggie, his father, who's the captain of the Compton PD, Officer Reynolds, lawyer Edie Falls. They all in the meeting giving Keefe D and Orlando Anderson $60,000 after Tupac was killed to go and testify for the nigga they shot in the head. Allegedly. So not only did this cop right here see them go drop off a briefcase to Keefe D, what could have been allegedly filled with cocaine or filled with money. We don't know. We know how that evidence locker was over in the Compton PD. That shit was the Walmart for drugs. And I showed y'all the interview from this cop right here. He's the one that saw them come with the briefcase, Reggie and his daddy, before they got, while they was under investigation. He saw them come with the briefcase, drop off the briefcase, leave without the briefcase, right? While Death Row was under investigation for drug trafficking and gun running, right? And then what happens years later? Reggie and his dad gets convicted for what? Money laundering, drugs, and guns. How much drugs? 3,270 grams of cocaine, 2,880 grams of heroin, 3,260 grams of methamphetamine, 23 guns, and an AR-15. And they pled guilty to that in November of 2018. And for some apparent reason, Reggie daddy got off scotch-free because Reggie said, oh, my daddy didn't have to do with it. Reggie gets 80, 90 months, only do 12 months. How? Because he's a rat. Ain't nobody else in his case got the time he got and was able to get out in a year. So it's going to be interesting to see what this brother got to say. I can't wait. I don't know if he did an interview for Tupac Cover Up Part 2 or if RJ's going to drop this interview anytime soon. But best believe when it drops, I will bring notice to it so y'all can see it. And I know that nigga is shitting his pamper. You better believe it. So, the Roots Picnic. I'll give them a plug. May 30th in Philadelphia. Let's see if these sellout ass niggas get on stage with this sellout ass nigga who don't throw them a bone and they always go run into him whenever he need them. You have never seen Jay-Z do a goddamn show with free or pop out at a show when Freeway and Beans did a show, when the Young Guns had a show. He don't never pop out for them. But whenever he come and he need them, no matter how much he poop on them, they go running. And we'll see. I hope they boo that nigga. Get your Epstein signs ready. You in the Epstein files. I need to see at least one person with a sign. You was in the Epstein files. You was Harvey Weinstein's friend. Did you go visit Harvey Weinstein? Why you turned on Diddy? Jay-Z? Watch. You're gonna have the Charlemagne bootlickers over there licking the camel's hump. You know what I'm saying? Ready to get shots in their back pockets. They can't wait. When HOE get on stage at the Roots picnic. Watch. When they see their boy HOE get on the stage, all these niggas gonna forget about the Epstein file. They gonna forget about Harvey Weinstein. They gonna forget about Diddy. They gonna forget about R. Kelly. And ain't nobody gonna put a microphone in front of him and ask him nothing real. Trust me, sellout ass niggas. Choke no joke. Y'all already know. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. All right? 100. Hit that like button before you go. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new here.